The Southern Chiefs organization is encouraging First Nations people to get involved, informed, and participate in the upcoming federal election. The SCO has launched a campaign called Rock the Vote. Joining us now from the Southern Chiefs organization is Grand Chief Jerry Daniels. Good morning, Grand Chief.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Now, tell us why it's important for First Nations people to be informed during this campaign.
Well, it's very important that you know the issues, you know how it's impacting you, how it's impacting your family, you know, your health, your life expectancy, your quality of life. And all of these issues matter in your day-to-day, and so it's very important that you plan on where you're going to vote, that you have IDs, and really prepare for that vote.
And so how do they prepare for that?
Well, you know, you could register with Elections Canada. You can go on the website. I think you got to inform yourself about where you're going and the IDs that you need so that you're prepared for making that vote. What
are some of the issues you really want some of the candidates out there right now to talk about, to address in this campaign?
I think healthcare is huge for us. You know, trade and commerce obviously has been dominating the headlines with the relationship with the United States. You know, we want to see those trade relationships continue, you know, and we want to ensure that we're prospering as a society. And so healthcare is huge. You know, there's a second generation cutoff. For our citizens, we're seeing a lot of our children are losing their status, and so we need to see that end.
What about the border itself? Because we know that it's always been sort of an open line for Canadians of all kinds, but things have changed now at that border. What are you most concerned about with that?
Well, we have a lot of relatives in the United States. Those are our relatives, and we really want to see that trade relationship continue. And we've done a lot of reaching out to the Pechanga, the different tribes in the South, to sort of try to continue to strengthen that relationship because it has to continue. And so that's a big part of the work we've been doing, and in helping, I think, with the economy and with business.
Let's talk about Rock the Vote. What is that campaign about, and what are you hoping to do with it?
We want to remind all Canadians, especially our citizens, our young citizens, to please register, please get ready for that vote. Prepare, plan, inform yourself. You know, we've seen a lot of progress, I think, over the years. We would like to see some more progress. You know, there's a crisis going on in our communities in narcotics. We need better policing services. We need better communication between policing and safety officers. And, you know, we've been trying to lead the way and show an example for that. And so we really hope that people are educating themselves and getting ready for that vote, planning to vote.
And what about the youth? Because notoriously the youth are the ones that sort of either slip between the cracks and don't get involved. Why is it important for them to get involved in this electoral process?
It's important to let the decision makers know that First Nations are a real impact of voting demographic within Canada. Doesn't matter the turnout of the vote, just knowing that First Nations vote is a big part of the electoral process, decision-making process.
So for people watching right now, and they might be thinking, okay, maybe I'll get out and vote, what would you tell them? What would you encourage them to do?
I would tell them to plan. I would tell them to know where you're going to go vote, register, make sure you have your IDs, plan for that vote. Plan days in advance.
And what about getting informed? Is there a place where they can go to get informed on some of the issues out there?
Yeah, there's multiple publications, I think, online, you know, around the things that impact you. You really have to prioritize what's important to you. What's important? Is your health care important? Child welfare, infrastructure, education, justice, safety? Those things, I think, are part of making that decision as an individual.
Grand Chief Daniels, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.